Great to be here today celebrating the Companies to Inspire Africa, convened by the esteemed London Stock Exchange Group, provides the latest evidence of Kenya's impact and reputation across the continent and beyond. Although Kenya is the 8th largest economy in Africa, Kenya sits at number 2 in the list of inspirational companies identified in the report, with 1 in 6 of all the companies on the list coming from here. The report that we're talking about today rightly reflects the strength and diversity of the Kenyan companies, highlighting exciting examples from tech, agriculture, infrastructure, energy, logistics, and the financial sector. And we, as the British government, are part of your innovation development story. Working with the government of Kenya, we steward 13 billion Kenyan shillings, £100 million worth of UK science and research funding in Kenya, supporting African solutions to African challenges. This includes the Global Challenge Research Fund and the Newton Fund, the Royal Academy of Engineering Africa Prize for Innovation, which has been dominated by Kenyans since its inception in 2015, and the Africa at Oxford University initiative launched in Nairobi in 2017. The UK is, of course, also in the private sector the largest foreign investor here, with over 250 UK companies in Kenya. 1 in 10 Kenyans employed in the formal sector works for a British company. And British companies are amongst the largest tax contributors to the government of Kenya, thereby contributing to the country's revenue more widely, setting standards and spurring innovation. And we provide links, of course, to the greatest financial centre in the world, in the City of London, represented today by the London Stock Exchange Group. And it's great to have Ibukan and Aaron, who've made the flight over to join us in Nairobi and host this event today. Kenya's entrepreneurial hustle is maturing into a highly investable ecosystem, and we are supporting the foundations of this ecosystem. For example, through CDC's infrastructure work and the Prosperity Fund projects for a tech-enabled workforce. Great to have Tembite here from CDC. By our work in support of improving the ease of doing business in Kenya, rising up the charts, but of course we must also work together on tackling corruption. And by encouraging Kenyan entrepreneurs and SMEs, which are, as Ibukan said, the backbone of the economy and will form a key part of the inclusive Big Four agenda of this government. And we do this through our support to the British Chamber of Commerce, who have launched a mentoring system to support Kenyan entrepreneurs and SMEs, by providing funding and technical support to startups through our Catalytic Jobs Fund programme and the Go Global competition, and by establishing our own multi-departmental platform in Kenya, bringing together all the various bits of the British government who are supporting programs on science, technology, innovation and entrepreneurship here in Kenya. So there's tons going on to support the Kenyan hustle. And of course, money is a very important part of this. The Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, are facing an annual investment gap of $2.5 trillion per year, $6 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. And this investment will need to come from private sector enterprises. The private sector needs to create the decent jobs, provide the goods and services, and help to build the infrastructure that is key to achieving the global goals. And that's going to require a lot of creative, bold innovations, as well as taking quite a bit of risk. Last August, when she visited Kenya, British Prime Minister Theresa May announced £3.5 billion worth of new government-backed Africa investment, aiming to mobilise an additional £4 billion of private investment. UK expertise in capital markets and investment is well recognised. British expertise in blended finance, equity leverage and debt management positions us well to crowd in the private sector financing required to scale innovations to meet the global goals. At the recent meeting of the UK-Kenya Government's Economic Development Forum, our governments agreed on steps to formalise cooperation in this area, matching up opportunities with packages of expertise and funding. Kenya has the most developed impact investing market in East Africa, valued at $4.2 billion. Almost half of all disbursements in the region come to Kenya, And Kenya is the third largest private equity market in sub-Saharan Africa after South Africa and Nigeria. So we really do have much to gain by partnering on financing good companies for economic growth and social development. In conclusion, therefore, doing well by doing good is rapidly becoming a reality in Kenya, and it is creating a wealth of opportunities. So it's great to be here today to hear about these Kenyan companies who are both doing good and doing well. You really are companies to inspire Africa and inspire us all. Thank you.